Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of That Wrestling Show, the only podcast where all pro wrestling matters. As usual, I'm Bill, joined by Fro. Hello, Fro.
Hello.
We have a fun week here in store because not only do we have we got fun news to discuss, plus we're going to preview this Sunday's Impact event, Hard to Kill, and we are going to discuss what happened last weekend in Japan with Wrestle Kingdom 14. I think saying that this was a terrific weekend of shows is a bit of an understatement.
Yes.
And before we begin, I want to thank Joseph McDade. You heard his song, which is entitled Natural Duality, as the theme song of That Wrestling Show. You can listen to his music for free at josephmcdade.com, and you could use his music as well for podcasts, such as this show, YouTube, videos, indie movies, video games, you name it, you can use it just as long as you give him credit. Go to josephmcdade.com. Alright, let's start on a fun note. And I mean a fun note. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it is coming back. What is it, you're wondering? Well, the WWE ice cream bars are coming back.
Again.
But they're not going to be ice cream bars. They're going to be cookie sandwiches.
Okay, what's the difference?
Well, okay, the difference is with the original ice cream bar, you had the vanilla ice cream, you had chocolate, and you had the two cookie parts, one on top, one on the bottom, and it was on a stick. This one is just a sandwich. It's got ice cream in the middle, and you got a top and a bottom.
Okay.
So Good Humor is going to be releasing these, and there were questions about, when are they going to come out, when it's going to be for sale, how much it's going to be. I honestly thought it probably would have come out sooner. I was thinking maybe if they're out now, I could try them on next week's show, but unfortunately I won't be able to do that. They will be available in April, and you can buy these cookie sandwiches not only at your local ice cream man truck, but also at your grocery store at what I think is a very good price, in the range of $3 to $5. I know this story probably doesn't mean a lot to you, Fro, but
not really.
This is a bit of a big deal because I remember these when I was a kid, and I would only eat the cookie and the vanilla part. I gave the chocolate part to my sisters or my brother. So now that they're bringing them back, and now it's going to be an actual sandwich, I am all for it.
It's coming home. It's coming home.
Yes, it is.
The ice cream is coming home.
Mm-hmm. I'm happy for it, but I'm not overhead, doing flips and all that kind of stuff. But no, I can't wait. Mm-hmm. Can't wait for April to come now. All right. The next couple stories that we're going to get into are going to be into the file of weird stories.
Okay.
Now, Fro, I know that you have only been a fan for 10 years, and you never really, you never got a chance to see WCW when it was around.
No.
Of the little bit of memory that you have of WCW, would you remember the Nitro Girls?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm bringing this up is because a former Nitro Girl is being sued in New York State.
Okay.
This report was from the New York Post because, you know, it's not the New York Times. So I guess Donald Trump will allow the New York Post to exist. But anyway, Carmel Macklin, who some of you may remember as Nitro Girl Chameleon, which I actually don't. And
no, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember Chameleon, but I do remember her as Miss Jones, the assistant to Ernest the Cat Miller, is among the defendants in a lawsuit from a teacher who claims that she was targeted by the Department of Education in New York in an attempt to run her out of her job due to her age being 54. This is an actual name, Brenda Marie Alexander, is alleging that Macklin took Alexander's master's degree project and repurposed it as her own, despite only rearranging how it was produced, and then ignored Alexander's attempts to confront and discuss the situation. Alexander also claimed that Macklin was among the administrators who forced her to teach quote-unquote unmanageable classes sizes with as many as 40 students at a time. Alexander claims that Macklin, now an assistant principal, was also involved in trying to get Alexander reprimanded for corporal punishment after an incident where she restrained what her lawsuit claimed was a quote-unquote violent student during an incident. Alexander was the only teacher who was reprimanded for the incident and removed from teaching, and even after the allegations against her were dismissed internally, she alleges that Macklin and others worked to prevent her from returning to teach, and that harassment continued even after she transferred to a new assignment at another high school in Queens, New York. Macklin worked for WCW initially as a dancer as part of the Nitro Girls in 1998, but morphed into Mrs. Jones, where she worked ringside and was connected with Ernest Miller and the late Chris Kanyon. She finished up in pro wrestling in 2001 when WWE purchased the rights to WCW and the promotion shut down. Okay, so I am actually going to take an opinion on this. I'm actually going to give an opinion on this because of my profession that I have, which, if you're listening for the first time, I'm a teacher's assistant. I work with special needs kids. First off, I side with the teacher on this. I do. Because, number one, 54 years old is a young age for a teacher, believe it or not, folks. It is a young age. There are teachers who go well into their 60s and even into their 70s before they retire. The fact that at one point she had to have a class of 40 students is beyond absurd. It is ridiculous. It is class A ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
I think, and this is just my opinion, I think Miss Alexander has a legit argument and a legit case against not only Carmel Macklin, but the other people that, are, putting this lawsuit or that are being sued by Miss Alexander in this situation.
Right.
Obviously, school districts are completely different all over the country. I think what Macklin is doing is wrong. I think the other people that are in this lawsuit that are being sued are wrong. And I hope that not only Miss Alexander wins this lawsuit, but I hope Miss Macklin loses her job.
Yeah. No, I could not agree more.
It's just ridiculous that,
It sounds incredibly stupid.
I could tell you, Fro, some of the classes over the years have gone over 20. Like 25 maybe. Special ed is a little different, but they can be overcrowded as well. Like, I worked last year in a class with 11 special needs kids. Think about that. 11. Do you think that's too many for a special needs class? I think I do.
Yeah, definitely.
And the problem is, you have to just roll with it. There's nothing that, you can do. It's just what's given to you. So I feel I support Miss Alexander in this, and in the whole article, I can send you the link for a little later, but I'll also post this on our Facebook group for others to read, to hear how much of a bitch Miss Macklin is, basically. It just drives me nuts, It's basically an abuse of power. If you want me to be completely honest, it is a straight up abuse of power, not only in the school but also within the school district.
But don't you think it's pretty obvious she will win the lawsuit?
Oh, I would hope so.
Isn't it?
I would hope.
Yeah.
If she doesn't, there's something wrong with the court system in New York.
New York.
All right, let's get into other news. Chikara, we don't really talk about them as much because right now they're on a little bit of a break. But they had a very, how can I put this? A very interesting situation take place.
Okay.
Which has led them to sever all ties with Rory Gulak.
I know him.
Rory Gulak is the brother of current WWE wrestler Drew Gulak. I'm going to try to keep this as clean as I can.
He's younger, right?
No, Rory's actually the older brother, I believe. I don't know.
Okay.
Let me see real quick. I want to say Rory. I don't know.
I thought Rory was younger, but yeah. Anyway, Drew Gulak is actually a very underrated wrestler.
Oh God, yes. Oh my Lord, yes.
Is he as good as his brother?
Oh, Rory is the younger brother. Okay, you were right.
I thought so.
He's good. So. He wrestles differently, but I think Drew is the better.
Okay.
So Rory Gulak, like I said, he and Chikara severed all ties after allegations of misconduct came out. The accusations were not divulged, but the release announcement stressed that they take the safety of their fans, talent, and staff very seriously, meaning Chikara.
Right.
A fan named Jen Mint has come forward with her own personal account of Rory Gulak. In her candid account of interactions with Gulak, she detailed some weird experiences. She did not accuse him of sexual assault, but she did say He is a predator, period.
Mm.
Things got very dark as she continued to explain that Gulak also made comments about bestiality and having sex in front of children. Sounds like a swell guy.
Okay. It sounds like we're having a new R. Kelly situation.
More people seem to be coming forward with other stories about Drew or Rory Gulak. Jen Mintz stressed that her conversations with him were consensual, but she removed herself when things got out of hand. Chikara, they have been completely open into the entire investigation up to this point.
Okay.
So Chikara is like, hey, if you need help, we'll give you as much detail as we can. But some of the stuff that I've read from this lady, because she has posted these conversations, or let's just say they're not family friendly.
Okay.
I mean, it's very graphic in nature and in detail.
Mm.
So I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna read them for the safety, for the sake of all of us. And if you want to look it up, folks, all I'm gonna say is go right ahead, but you're doing it at your own risk.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now one more interesting story. Do you remember a few weeks ago, before we went on our winter break, our winter vacation, I guess we can say.
Right.
We had discussed the story of B.J. Whitmer and Kelly Klein basically announcing their divorce, or B.J. did anyway.
Right.
And he had accused Kelly Klein of cheating. So, the Wrestling Observer newsletter is the one who has broken the story of who she cheated with.
Okay.
And after I explained this, it all makes sense. So, Fro, I want to take everyone back about 2.5, 3 months ago. Do you remember when Joey Mercury, Joey Matthews, whatever you want to call him, went on to Twitter and basically bashed Ring of Honor?
I do.
A lot of things.
I do.
And one of the things that he brought up was the treatment of Kelly Klein.
Mm-hmm.
And he mentioned the contract situation, with Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all signs point that it is Joey Mercury that Kelly Klein cheated with.
Ah.
All makes sense now.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Seems like things are making sense now.
Because remember, Joey was like, "Oh, Ring of Honor is terrible now. Ring of Honor is bad, and it's a shitty place and all of that." And basically, this is how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
If this is true, that it is Joey Mercury. Because I don't want to say that, this is 100%, this is the facts. But if it is true, not only has Joey Mercury just blackballed himself from not only every major wrestling promotion in the United States, but he has blackballed himself from ever going back into the indies ever again, and he has cost Kelly Klein, who is a good women's wrestler, the opportunity to go to other promotions and wrestle there. He just ended a career.
That's sad.
It is.
Yeah.
And honestly, I thought Kelly Klein and B.J. Whitmer was an odd couple to begin with, but
Yeah. You never know who it's going to be. Like, I remember when I got married, I was 100% sure that that was going to last the whole life.
right.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's not every time you get together, it's going to last.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Well, I also remember you telling me your mom tried to stop the wedding, but that's another story for here.
Yep.
So,
She did.
Yep, that's another story.
Mhm.
All right, speaking of stories, one of our favorite shows that it is wrestling related, but it's not in the ring. It's not action. It's more story. Dark Side of the Ring. We had a lot of fun talking about that last year. And we had confirmed that there was a season 2 going to take place. As of right now, Vice, which is the channel that airs the show, is putting together and filming the second season of Dark Side of the Ring. There are 3 topics that have been confirmed that will be covered in season 2.
Ooh.
We will have the Brawl for All. Okay, I'd like to know where that is part of the Dark Side of the Ring. Well,
Okay. I'm not sure. Okay. Wedge.
the Benoit tragedy,
Oh yeah.
which we're gonna have to talk about all these episodes, Fro. So, you know,
yeah.
when we get to the Benoit episode, you better not put in a leave of absence that week.
No, it's okay.
And Dino Bravo. And that's an interesting one because of how his life ended. There's also been talk of Herb Abrams, who used to run the UWF promotion, and New Jack episodes could also be happening, but have not been confirmed whether they have moved forward on including those. The plan is for 10 episodes for this second season. The Benoit tragedy episode will feature the sister of Nancy Benoit, Sandra Toffoloni, and Chris's son, David. Chris, you know, we've seen David around in pictures, and because he wants to be a wrestler.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Since Toffolini has noted this publicly on her Twitter account, she has reunited with David and thanked the series for giving her back her nephew. Toffolini and Benoit were together at an AEW pay-per-view last year. So, it's going to be very, you know, when it does come out, because I think it was like in the summertime when it came out.
Yeah. I think it was July.
Yeah, about June or July. So, I'll be looking forward to it, honestly. I really will.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Definitely.
Okay, also, in TV news, Straight Up Steve Austin is getting a second season. This is a press release today from the USA Network. The USA Network today announced it has picked up hit unscripted series Straight Up Steve Austin for a second season. Expected to premiere this summer, Season 2 will consist of 8 half-hour episodes and is produced by Line Media.
Hooray! Something I don't have to watch.
Exactly. The unique interview-based series, hosted by Stone Cold Steve Austin, was 2019's #1 new unscripted cable series for men 18 to 49 and men 25 to 54.
Okay.
Which I did not know.
That sounds...
Season 2 guests are to be announced at a later date. So, I'm going to ask you, Fro, because I didn't watch it. You didn't watch it. I know
No.
Steve, who is one of our admins in our Facebook group, he watched it and he thought it was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to ask you, if you could book one guest for this show, for this season, who would you have?
Vicky Guerrero.
That's a good choice, actually.
Yeah.
I'm going to go a bit outside on this one. I think I'm going to get a laugh from you on this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'd like Weird Al Yankovic to be on there.
That would be funny.
That would be great. I would watch that episode.
Oh, yeah.
So, congrats to Steve Austin. He's got a second season on that show. And this Sunday, after NXT UK TakeOver 2, a new episode of the Broken Skull session will debut, and Kane is going to be the guest.
Yeah.
I might watch that one, actually.
Nah.
No?
Nah. Nah.
I mean, we're not even previewing NXT UK TakeOver because we don't watch it, unfortunately. But
are we not?
we can if you want.
I'm going to watch it on Saturday.
Okay. When we get to previews a little later, we can definitely preview it.
Yeah, I'm super interested in that show.
Okay. Well,
NXT always has good pay-per-views.
All right, we'll preview that a little bit later on.
I'm not going to watch it live because the day after I'm going to watch something live.
Well, actually, if I read it right, the show begins at 5 p.m. in England.
Oh.
So you might be able to see the whole show.
Ooh. Nice.
One more bit of news, and then we're going to talk about...
Do you think that's live?
Oh, yeah, that's going to be live.
Ooh. At 5 o'clock? Nice.
5 o'clock in England. How far ahead are you?
1 hour.
Oh, only 1 hour.
Plus.
Oh, yeah, you'll be able to see the whole show. There you go. Nice. One more piece of news, and then we're going to get into the week of wrestling on television here.
Because I have seen more wrestling this week than I have been last year or something.
Fro's brain has been warped tremendously. Now Xavier Woods, he's, as everyone knows, he's out of action for about a year, but he has some free time on his hands, and one of which is that he will be hosting the 2020 Crunchyroll Anime Awards.
Okay, never ever heard of it in my entire life.
Crunchyroll, which is the world's most popular anime brand, I'm reading the press release, by the way, folks.
Okay.
Is excited to announce that voting for the Crunchyroll Anime Awards is now open.
Okay.
The nominees have been revealed and they are on the Anime Awards website. Fans are encouraged to vote every day. Voting will reset every day at 12 a.m. Pacific time for their favorites between today, January the 10th, through January the 17th. This year, the host...
Yeah, sorry. Do you think I know anybody that's nominated?
Not a single one. Well, we have fans on here that are anime fans.
Oh, I don't mind that anime.
Right.
It's just that I never had the time to... I have seen... I can count how many animes there. I can freaking say it even. Anime shows I've seen on one hand.
Yeah.
I've seen Attack of the Titans. I thought that was good. I have seen Death Note. I thought that was good. And I think that's it.
There you go.
Yeah.
This year, the host for the Anime Awards will be WWE superstar and longtime anime fan Xavier Woods.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't really surprise me.
It really doesn't.
No,
The-
he will be a good host
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
he will.
He's very energetic, so.
The winners will be revealed live during the Anime Awards show on February 15th, 2020 at 5 p.m. Pacific, so that's 8 p.m. Eastern Time. All winners are chosen by fans across our global community and a committee of judges. Judges will serve as tiebreakers in the event of any ties. So, I just have to read you one category. Just by the name, I want to see which one you would watch.
Okay.
This is for Anime of the Year.
Okay.
Carol and Tuesday.
Okay.
That's an easy name.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Oh.
Mob
Of course.
Mob Psycho 102.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh Maidens in Your Savage Season.
Okay.
That sounds like a poem.
Yeah.
The Promised Neverland.
Ooh.
And Vinland Saga.
Well, I think the Psycho one.
I was leaning a little towards Oh Maidens, but I think The Promised Neverland sounds like a better. For those who are curious, they have other categories. I'm not going to read all the nominees, but they have categories such as Best Protagonist, Best Antagonist, Best Boy, Best Girl, Best Director, Best Animation, Best Character Design, Best Score, Best Fight Scene, Best Couple, Best VA Performance, Japanese and English.
Okay, yeah.
It's voice acting. That's what it is.
Voice acting, yeah.
Yeah, voice acting. Best Comedy, Best Fantasy. Well, I have better fan. Anyway, Best Drama, Best Opening Sequence, Best Ending Sequence. God, that's like giving an award show for like a TV award show, and then here are the nominees for Best Commercial in the 5th segment of a show. Oh man, Look, I'm not making fun of anime fans. I have a lot of friends who are into anime. I have tried. I never got into it. So, but
yeah, you should try to see Death Note. Death Note is very, very exciting. I like Attack of the Titans as well, but Death Note was really good.
But no, I agree with you. I think Xavier is a perfect choice.
Yeah.
For this award show. So congrats to Xavier Woods for getting the nod there.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And we are in award season because we had the Golden Globes this week.
Yes.
And speaking of award shows, next week it is the 5th annual That Wrestling Award Show. As we'll be coming
with
to you
special
live.
guest.
Oh, we have a special guest. Oh, who do we have?
Elmo's coming.
Oh, Lord. He better not be drunk.
No, I know Elmo is coming.
Elmo is going. Oh boy. Lord, he better be over Big Bird by then. But anyway, yes, voting is still going on. If you're not a member of our Facebook book, if you're not part of the Facebook book, what are you doing? But if you're also not part of our group, join our group. You have until next Thursday. Next Thursday is the final day to vote in all of our categories, and I can tell you right now, a couple categories, it's pretty much a closed deal as to who's winning. A couple categories, you have some close races, actually. And I think, depending on your taste, you might have surprises.
Nice.
So, and since Fro is not on social media, he does not know he can't see what the polls are right now. Only I can. And
yeah, so please message me on Facebook. Oh wait.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
So we will announce our winners on next week's show.
Yeah, with Elmo.
With Elmo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I hope you have the money to pay him off.
Absolutely no problem at all.
All right.
He's he's a very dear friend of mine.
Well, just remember, a friend in need is a pest. Okay. Before we get into the TV this week,
Yes.
I wanted to share this, and once in a while, I think it's sort of nice that we get a chance to talk about our lives outside of this show. So last night, I went to my nephew JT's first recital, band performance. He plays the trombone. This is the first year he's doing it.
I was hoping you were going to say Bar Mitzvah, but okay.
We're not Jewish.
I know. It was a joke.
Just because
it was
a
joke. It was a joke.
I know. I'm just messing with you. No. And in all seriousness, he did really good. I enjoyed his performance. However, as someone that watches stuff and listens to stuff, oh my gosh, bro! I'm not trying to make fun of this young man. I'm really not. I think he's actually younger than me. The conductor, the instrumental teacher.
Okay.
Lord love him. He was trying. So you've been to plenty of concerts, or at least orchestra concerts growing up. Did any of your siblings play an instrument?
No, but I sang a lot.
Okay, this sort of relates to it because there is a singing part that we're going to get to in a minute.
I sang in the choir. I sang so beautiful. My teacher started crying and said to my parents, "He sings like an angel." That was before I had my balls drop.
Oh, this kid's gonna make me millions. Ah, shit. No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but anyway, he had his here's where he conducts, right in front of you. Just imagine it in your head, folks.
Mm-hmm.
He has to walk to his computer to set up a song. And when he's ready, it's background music for the kids to play. Now, Fro, I never played an instrument, but I've been to concerts growing up. None of my siblings, none of my friends who played an instrument had freaking background music playing when they played a song for a concert.
No, that seems a little strange.
Oh my god. And the worst part was, some of it, the background music, was so loud that you couldn't even hear the kids playing. If you're playing violin, folks, if you got a kid that wants to play the violin, I'm going to tell you right now, first year you play violin, all you do is you just pluck the strings. They don't let you, with the bow. They let you. But anyway, I couldn't even hear the kids plucking the string on the violin.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm about to crack at this point. So I'm on Twitter, and I'm doing my best Bobby Heenan commentary with Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast, which we'll plug a little later on. And they were polite. They let me have a few moments. And then they switched to the chorus. Fro, I kid you not, the music director, the choir leader, didn't have a voice. Because, JT came up to me and his dad, and he was like, Mrs. So-and-so doesn't have a voice. I'm like, what? And then she starts speaking. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have a voice, so the kids are gonna introduce the songs. I'm like, I just want to go. I just want to go at this point. And then, okay, so one of the songs was called Hot Chocolate. The only thing I had in my mind was Mark Henry as Sexual Chocolate.
Yeah.
And then the last song was called No School Tomorrow. So I'm like, oh, this isn't a bad little ditty. And then some kid towards the end is like, one more time. And I'm thinking to myself, no. But no, in all seriousness, I liked my nephew's performance. I thought it was fun, but oh my god, everything else was just bad. Don't you enjoy it, folks, when we get to talk about life? I know.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of life, this week in wrestling, I'm going to be honest with you, Fro. Nothing could top Wrestle Kingdom for me, so I'm going to disqualify myself for this week.
I agree.
But I do want to mention a couple of points or moments that that we can point out that we saw, that we found interesting, or we thought was good, or thought was bad. One for me that I thought was bad was AEW and the women's title match.
Yeah,
this week.
I thought I agree. Yeah.
It's just the way it was booked.
Yeah.
Because I
could not agree more.
I thought for certain Statlander was going to win the title. I thought for certain. But Brandy Rhodes is on commentary, and please, let's never have her on commentary again. I'm begging you.
She's extremely bad on commentary.
Oh God, yeah. Promos, she's good. She's good at promos.
Oh yeah. She's very good at promos, but on commentary, no.
Oh my God, don't ever give her a headset. And it's like, oh, I don't care about this match. It's like, then what the hell are you doing here?
Yeah.
And then her other,
she was playing the heel, and it didn't work.
No,
it didn't work at all.
It did not. And then during the match, this Japanese wrestler who I've never heard of, who's apparently a legend in hardcore wrestling debuts, it was just a mess. It lost the fans in this one. It really did. It was terrible. Yeah. It was terrible. What else do you have? Or name something that you have that you want to bring up as far as TV-wise this week.
I thought NXT was very good this week.
Okay.
I liked NXT this week.
We do have the ratings. I'll put them up in a little bit, but go ahead.
Yeah, it was definitely better than AEW this week. I think AEW is my least favorite show of the week, actually.
Wow.
Yeah. I saw the recap for SmackDown. That looked okay. I saw the recap for Raw. That looked okay because I had seen a lot of hours. I saw New Year's Bash as well, so I saw one more pay-per-view than you.
Right. I still have to watch the ceremony for Liger. That's like the only thing I want to see from that. And what I heard is it is fantastic.
It was, I cried.
Would you say it was better than Flair's?
Oh, no, but I know Flair better than I know Liger. Yeah.
But it's cool.
I cried more for Flair because I knew him better.
I gotta admit, because I know you said AEW was your least favorite this week.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that last segment with Jon Moxley. I like it because it's like well, we know what's going to happen, but it's just going to come off good because of who it is. You know,
Right.
it wasn't the greatest thing, but it was fun. It was fun to watch.
It was okay. I felt, well, with what happened in New Japan, I felt that it was very, like, obvious.
Mhm.
Do you understand
Yeah.
what I mean? With the booking they did in the New Japan show, I felt like I knew what was going to happen on AEW because of what happened there. So,
With Raw, they had a funny moment on that show this week that was unplanned. So, AJ Styles, he's leaving the ring. He wins the match.
oh yeah, I saw, like I said, I saw a recap, and they had this in the recap. Yeah, that's funny.
So, for those who didn't see it, 2 security guards grab a guy who's in the ring, and it's and they cut right away to commercial. So it's like, okay, you know, it's another random fan.
Mm-hmm.
We later find out that it was the actor from the week before who did the wedding, who was going into the ring, and the security guards had no clue who it was, and they just tackled him anyway, thinking that he came from the crowd. Oh, Lord.
Poor man.
Isn't pro wrestling great?
Oh, I feel sorry for him, though.
And then I also want to mention the ending of Raw, when they're talking about what's going to happen next week. And Vic Joseph is like, oh, and we just got word Seth Rollins and AOP are going to face Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, and Big Show in a fist fight. And Jerry Lawler's like, a fist fight? What's that? I was like, exactly. Damn it,
Yeah,
Ian.
because you don't know what the fist fight is, do you,
Jerry. Oh, Lord. I don't know what this fight is, but I've been wrestling for 50 years. Oh.
Stupid man.
I haven't had a chance to see NWA yet this week.
No, I have not either.
Um,
Like I said, I saw a pay-per-view more than you, so.
Yeah, but I want to mention two brief clips that I saw, which I thought was really good.
Okay.
The first one, which I thought was great, was and I actually saw this on Instagram, the confrontation between Tim Storm and Camille. And Tim Storm is talking to her, and he said something, I forgot what it was, but it wasn't a derogatory remark. She slaps him across the face while holding the microphone, and he's giving her this death stare like he's about ready to beat the crap out of her, and he does nothing. And Camille just walks away as if she didn't do anything, and it was so good. Oh, it was
That's
so
funny.
good. It was good.
That's funny.
And then the other clip, and I actually worry about this call, because apparently during this show, there's going to be a 6-man tag match, and Aldis has a surprise partner. So the Rock and Roll Express come out and they're like, "All right, we want to know, brother, who's the third man?" It's Scott Steiner.
Oh no.
And as Scott Steiner is coming down the steps, no, but I have to mention this. As Scott Steiner is going through the crowd, walking down the steps, Ricky pulls Robert, and he's like, "Let's get out of here." And then you could read Scott Steiner's lips, and he's going, Where are you going? Where are you going?" I thought that part I thought was funny, but yeah, that's the first bad move NWA has made since coming back.
Scott Steiner can't wrestle. I have seen one of his last match.
Yeah,
He can't wrestle.
It's not good. That's what happens, folks, when you take steroids so much.
Uh-huh.
But But the big news, or the big thing, TV-wise, this week that I want to mention, because I actually got a text from Al Out of Love. He could not do a segment this week. Apparently, he was so awestruck by what happened at Wrestle Kingdom that he has not been able to recover.
Oh, yeah.
So, I guess we'll do sort of a mini Royal Rumble report right now. So
Okay.
I'm not playing the music this week, Fro, so you don't have to go like, I can't hear you. Don't worry. But anyway.
It sounds like I'm John Cena.
But anyway.
I can't hear you.
So, the big news is that Brock Lesnar is entering the Royal Rumble match.
I know.
And he is starting at number 1.
Ooh.
Now, Fro, I'm going to say this. When I heard this, I instantly thought to myself, there is no way this man is going to wrestle the entire match, which is going to be 50-plus minutes. There's no way. He runs out of energy after 5 minutes.
And the sad thing is that he's probably going to win.
You know, I actually don't think... At first I thought so, but then I was like, well, wait a minute. He could lose, and whoever eliminates him could be the guy that challenges him at WrestleMania.
I guess so.
And I actually have right now in front of me the current list of men that are in the Royal Rumble, because they have not updated the women's this week on the .com. So only Charlotte Flair is entering the women's Rumble match.
Yeah, all alone.
Yep, she's gonna wrestle herself for an hour.
Yeah, for an hour. Best match of the year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I had a terrible joke about Charlotte Flair that I had to myself, but I cannot say it on this program.
Oh, come on.
No.
Come on.
No, you know what? I'll type it for you, but you better not. Because, you know, like Charlotte, she's had, you could tell she's had work on her.
Some operations,
yes, yeah.
What do you get if you cross Charlotte Flair with giraffe?
Oh, Lord.
A gene-manipulated giraffe.
Okay. There, I said it. There you go.
No, I'm not going to say that.
Thank you. I just had to get that out. I've had that in my system all week. I just can't say it. So anyway,
a very good show.
Here's the guys right now for the Men's Royal Rumble. We have Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, Ricochet, AJ Styles, Drew McIntyre, and Eric Rowan. Now, I gotta give them credit.
Who of them, if you take out Brock Lesnar, that is very obvious going to come far, who would you think would win out of those that have been announced other than Brock?
After what I saw this week, I think Drew McIntyre's got a real good chance to win it.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
He's been pushed for so long, so hard. Everybody wants this guy to succeed.
Yeah.
You know, but that's who I would pick right now. But if you take a look at that roster so far, Fro, those 8 men, 4 of them have won 5 Royal Rumbles combined.
Yeah.
That is a hell of a stat right there.
It's a good Royal Rumble. I will give them that so far.
And then you also got to think, is Seth Rollins going to be in that? Because if he is, then you're going to have 5 former winners of the Royal Rumble, which I think would be a record. I'd have to go back and take a look to see what the record is.
In a WrestleMania match, so he needs to be there.
I would like to know what the record is for the one Rumble with, the most former winners and, how many combined.
Oh, yeah. But it could be this one.
It could be this one. Because right now you have 4 that have won a combined 5 Rumbles. Orton's won 2. Mm. And Roman Reigns has been like the runner-up like 4 or 5 times. So...
absolutely.
See, this is why I love these Royal Rumbles. I'm a nerd for stats like this. That's why you should listen to this show every week.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, so do we want to get into previewing the 2 shows this weekend or talk about Wrestle Kingdom?
No, we want to do Wrestle Kingdom first.
All right, we're going to do Wrestle Kingdom. So
I have so many notes on my computer.
So I want to mention real quick before we get into it. CBS Sports had their own coverage of this weekend.
Really?
They did. They didn't rate any of the matches, but they did a good article, and they gave the overall weekend an A+.
Oh.
Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. ESPN did not cover this.
Right.
Because, they're ESPN.
Yeah.
So, we are going to review the matches. We're going to give our rating. And we're also going to give Meltzer's rating. Because Dave Meltzer was at this show. He was at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, I saw him.
You did?
I'm pretty sure I did.
Okay. I believe you.
I think I did.
So, we're going to start with night 1. And we're going to talk about the dark match that we did not get to see. This was for the live crowd only. And this was the Stardom tag team match, the women's tag match. I
am a little sad that they didn't show this.
Yeah.
I read about it and I was like, I know New Japan Wrestling never shows women. But yeah, I was super disappointed in this.
I would have liked to have seen this because, like, when I got on, to watch the show, I was like, I wonder where this match is. Well, we didn't get it, or at least, in the video. But Maya Iwatani and Arisa Hoshiki defeated Hana Kimura and Giulia. Meltzer gave that 2.5 stars. So
okay.
Now to the other dark matches that did air, and we start with the Young Lions 8-man tag team match. It was the team of Clark Connors, Carl Fredericks, Alex Coughlin, and Toa Hanare against Yota Tsuji, Yuya Uemura, Toji Makabe, and Tomoaki Hanma.
Yeah, this was a good start to the pay-per-view. I thought this was given perfectly amount of time. It felt like the audience wanted to see this match. I wasn't especially interested in this match, so I watched it with half an eye, but it wasn't a totally okay wrestling match with people I don't know.
Yeah, I thought, it was a quick match. It was really a good way for not only the fans in the arena to, settle in if they had missed the first match. This was a good quick match. It only went 7.5 minutes here. That's the note I'm looking at. Hanare wins with a rock bottom on Tsuji. And with this match and the next match, I only gave it this grade because of what it was in the situation. It wasn't a bad match, but I did give it a D+.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Meltzer gave this 2.5 stars. So the other dark match that we got was Satoshi Kojima and Hiroyoshi Tenzan against Yuji Nagata and Manabu Nakanishi. This obviously was not going to be the 5-star match of the night. I think we all knew that. This was another quick match. It was short. It was quick.
I felt it was worse than the other one, though.
I would agree with you on that.
I thought this was given a little too little time. I didn't feel there was any build up, any at all. We'll talk about that a little for another match that I really was angry that they didn't give any more time.
Yeah.
But this very felt like, it's here. It's just a match.
So Kojima and Tenzan get the win. I gave this a D+, but it's on the lower end of the D+.
Oh, I gave this a D-.
Okay. Meltzer gave this 1.5 stars, and something that should mention before we go further. A couple days after Liger's retirement, Manabu Nakanishi announced that he is retiring from professional wrestling, and he will be retiring this year. So, congratulations to Nakanishi on a very good career. I mean, he was IWGP Heavyweight Champion at one point. And a little tidbit, which I actually found surprising, for you fans that used to watch WCW back in the mid-90s before the NWO took over, he was Kurosawa, which I did not know. I always thought Kurosawa was just his name, and it ended up being Manabu Nakanishi. So, okay, now to the main show. We begin with the 8-man tag team match, retirement match number 1 of Jushin Thunder Liger. And I really liked how every single guy got their own entrance for this match.
But I felt, and this is where maybe you and me will disagree, I felt that this match did not get the time that it should.
Well,
go
ahead.
I felt like the intros of this match took longer than the match itself, and I'm pretty sure that's not true, but it just felt very rushed, and it felt like if they want to send him out with a bang, I just felt like this was going. It wasn't given the time that I was thinking it should have gotten. How long was the match itself?
8 minutes 52 seconds.
Yeah, that's not long enough. But I would say 15 minutes.
But as you said, a lot of the time was given to the introductions.
Yeah, but that's.
It was Taguchi who ends up getting the pin on Liger to win the 8-man tag match. A very interesting ending. We both thought Liger was not going to lose, or at least I thought he wouldn't lose one of them. You said he would not lose either of them.
Right.
Liger loses this first one here.
Yeah.
A little surprised.
Yep, me too.
But for the presentation, I'm going to give this a C+.
I gave this a D+.
Okay. All right. Meltzer rated this 2 3/4 stars. Then we had, are you ready, folks? Another 8-man tag team match. This was Los Ingobernables de Japón of Evil, Sanada, Shingo, and Bushi against Suzuki-gun of Minoru Suzuki, Zack Sabre Jr., Taichi, and Desperado. This one didn't really click for me, and I feel bad. Bless you. Bless you.
Sorry.
I feel bad because there are some wrestlers in that match that I really like. I like Sabre, I like Sanada, I like Shingo. You
Yeah.
know, this
Evo.
one just didn't really click.
Me neither. I have this as one of my least favorite match of the main show.
Yeah, this would have been my second least favorite.
Yeah.
But the end of the match, Sabre gets an armbar on Bushi, and he really bends it backwards to the point where Bushi has to scream submission. Suzuki-gun gets the win. I gave this a C.
Oh, you are very, very, very nice. I gave this a D.
All right. Meltzer rated this 2 3/4 stars. Then we had, wait for it, another 8-man tag match.
Ah!
This time it was
What a
members of
shock!
Chaos, Hiroki Goto, Toru Yano, Yoshihashi, and Tomohiro Ishii against members of Bullet Club, Kenta, Bad Luck Fale, Yujiro Takahashi with Peter, and Chase Owens. God, Peter is so beautiful. Oh my God. She is gorgeous. Oh. I actually like the beginning of this match. Yano wants to start the match for the team, and they're like, okay, yeah, go right ahead. And then he turns around, it's Bad Luck Fale, and he's like, crap. I liked that. I think that was really the high point of the match.
I have to say something about the commentary here because I'm not a true.
Right, so you listen to the English.
Yes, and one of them was a member of the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
So,
Gino Bambino, I think is his name.
Yes, Gino Bambino. That's right.
What a name that
And yeah, very good wrestling name. But anyway, he was so funny under this match. It was so much fun to listen to him. I had more fun listening to the commentary than the match itself. Because the match itself, it's totally okay, but this didn't click either.
Yeah.
This didn't click either, but it was better than the last one.
Goto pinned Takahashi to win the match. I gave this a C+.
I gave this a C-.
Meltzer gave this 2.5 stars. Now, before we get into the next match, I did a little bit of research because we had talked about, I believe we talked about this, how New Japan wasn't going to be airing on Access TV anymore. Maybe we didn't talk about this.
I do think we talked about it, yes.
Okay. Well, we now have the reason why. Because Anthem, which is the parent company that owns Impact Wrestling, wanted New Japan to go into a working agreement with Impact Wrestling. New Japan said, no, we're not doing it. And New Japan got kicked out of the channel a whole year before their contract expired. So, yeah, no more New Japan on Access TV.
Yep.
All because they didn't want to work with Impact. Which, to be fair, now, Fro, let me just say this before you get on it. I think New Japan made the right call because I don't think Impact is ready yet to do a working agreement with New Japan.
I don't agree.
I knew you wouldn't.
Yeah, no, I don't agree at all.
I think, at best, they were like 2 years away. But that's just
No.
That's just me.
I think that's stupid to say, to be honest.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
I think Impact doesn't. The reason why Impact isn't bigger is nothing to do with the quality of their show.
Oh, no, it's absolutely not that.
So,
Or maybe...
I think that's unfair to say.
Or
Sorry.
maybe, and this is just another thought, maybe New Japan still has a bad taste in their mouth about how they treated Okada when he was in Impact years ago.
Wouldn't surprise me.
But that was a different regime at that time. So
Well, yes, but I understand why.
I do. All right, so from here on out, the remaining matches are all championship matches. No more 8-man tag matches. We're done with those. The next match, IWGP Tag Team Titles, Juice Robinson and David Finlay challenging Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. This was my least favorite match of the main show.
Yeah, this was shit show. This was really bad. I have this.
Yeah.
I don't know what went wrong here.
It just didn't. It didn't click. It did.
It didn't click at all.
Yeah. And
I don't understand what they were thinking, because it felt like two wrestlers that was not well, two of them was not interested in this match whatsoever, and it was very clearly to me who those two were.
Yeah, I mean, the fans are not into this match.
Nope.
It just didn't click at all.
No.
So Juice and Finlay win the IWGP Tag Team titles. I gave this a C.
I gave this a C minus.
Meltzer gave this 3 stars, despite saying that the crowd was dead, which it was.
Yeah.
It was dead.
I did not care. By the way, did you hear that woman screaming the whole freaking show?
No, I missed that.
Oh. Background all fucking pay-per-view. Oh. Anyway.
How did she do that again?
Yep.
Oh God. That might have to. Oh Lord. That might be our new theme song, folks. Mm-hmm. Welcome to that wrestling show. All right, but seriously, next match, IWGP United States title on the line in a Texas Death Match. The challenger Jon Moxley versus the champion Lance Archer.
Oh, this was so good.
A bit of a slow start, but once it picks up, boy, it picks up.
This match. Woo!
A lot of good, it's what a Texas Death Match is. It is a fight.
Right.
It's a fist fight. Well, it's a fist fight. Shut up, King.
But yeah, no, this was so good.
This was.
I did not think this was going to be as good, and I was definitely not thinking it was going to get this much time.
This got entertaining, and I really enjoyed the ending of the match, because
I think maybe it's Moxley's best match I have ever seen.
Ooh, that's saying something.
Mm-hmm.
Moxley hits the paradigm shift through 2 tables onto Archer.
So good.
Moxley gets in the ring. Archer is counted out. Moxley wins the U.S. title. And when you see Archer getting up, he has blood all over his arm.
Yep.
A nasty sight. I enjoyed it. I gave this a B.
I gave this, hold your horse, an A++.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Meltzer gave this 3.5 stars.
Meltzer, you're wrong.
Now.
3.5 stars?
3.5.
Wow. Out of 5?
Mm-hmm.
That's really low.
Now, before we get into what we're going to get to, for those who have not seen at least night 1, every single person said the last 3 matches were the best part of the show.
Yep.
Bro said it to me. A friend of mine who was able to watch it via Amazon Fire said the same thing to me. So I was like, okay, I have high expectations for these last 3 matches.
Yep.
So first match, Hiromu
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, really.
I I will break my A plus plus.
Hiromu Takahashi challenging Will Ospreay for the junior heavyweight title.
Oh, this was so good.
Good Lord Almighty. This was 25 minutes of nonstop fun action from beginning to end. There were spots that I've never seen before that both these guys hit. It was fantastic. They had the crowd basically from the moment
in their palms. Yeah.
Yes, they had them in the palm of their hands, beginning to end. It was a fantastic match. Takahashi hits the ticking time bomb to win the junior heavyweight title in a stellar match, a fantastic match, maybe one of the best junior heavyweight matches I've ever seen in my life. A plus.
Well, hold on to your horses, because this gets an A plus, 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 plus.
Wow.
Yep.
Are you ready?
5 pluses.
You ready for Meltzer's?
Yeah.
He gave it 5.25 stars.
Yeah.
And
it's just amazing.
And this is Okay, I want to read the last sentence in Meltzer's review of this match.
Okay.
This was the third best match in Tokyo Dome history at this point. Although that only hold on. Although that only lasted about an hour.
I was just going to say yes.
Alright, so the next match is what I thought was the first part of a double main event. Because
definitely.
The last two matches basically were going to determine who's going to main event night 2.
Right.
It is Tetsuya Naito challenging Jay White for the Intercontinental title. This has a slow start to the match, and it takes a while. Yeah,
it took a little too long for me, to be honest.
But once they get going, they get going. I mean, the referee gets knocked down at one point.
Yeah, that was good.
Gato tries to interfere on multiple occasions. And they're doing everything. Jay White and Gato, they're doing everything they can to try to win this match. But they can't do it. They can't beat Naito. And eventually Naito is able to come back towards the end. He hits a Destino, and then he hits a second Destino, and Naito wins back the Intercontinental title. This is another good match. Not the best of the three, but it was a good match. I gave this an A-.
I gave this an A- as well.
Alright. Meltzer gave this 4.5 stars.
Yeah.
Now.
But then.
Yeah, exactly. Then.
But then.
Then.
Wow.
We have the main event. It is Kota Ibushi challenging Kazuchika Okada for the IWGP Heavyweight title. Now, this is Okada's shot because he won the G1 during the summer. This match was unbelievable.
Brilliant.
I mean, if you did not leave that match becoming a fan of both wrestlers after this match, there is something wrong with you.
And that ending, though?
Oh my God.
So good.
There were
imaginary.
There were 2 or 3 times where I thought this is the end of the match. I mean, it was unbelievable. And I'm gonna say something here. I don't think I ever thought I would have said, because I've been a fan my whole life. I saw Hulk Hogan. I saw Ric Flair. I saw Austin, Bret Hart, The Rock, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Sting. I've seen a lot of the greats.
Mm.
And I'll even put John Cena into this mix. But Okada might be the single greatest big match situation wrestler of all time. Because
I agree.
every single time it is a big match, he delivers. And Ibushi delivered. Both these guys delivered in this match. I mean, Okada's at the point with me where he's one match away from me saying Okada's the greatest wrestler I've ever seen. That's how good he is.
Mm.
And I've seen Flair. I've seen Hogan. I've seen so many guys, in my whole life. I've never seen anyone like Okada. I've never seen a guy, when it's a big match situation, come and bring it time after time after time. And this match is a perfect example. I mean, Okada must have hit 7 Rainmakers in this match.
At least.
And the last one is the one that does it. It was incredible. I gave this an A++.
I gave this
Here we go.
an S.
An S. Okay. Explain this to everybody.
An S is for super fragilistic, superalidocious.
Oh, it's a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious match.
Yes,
Oh!
it is one of the best matches I have ever seen in my entire life. If you have not seen this match,
Please do.
you just do. This is the best match I have ever seen in my entire life.
Wow. That's saying something.
I loved this match.
Meltzer gave this 5.5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
What a night one this was.
Mm-hmm. And I was thinking to myself, wow, at least day 2 can't be as good as day 1. Mm-hmm.
Right.
I was thinking, okay, they showcase the best they have on night 1. Okay, cool.
Yeah, night 2, how's he gonna top it?
No, they can't top that. I mean, I've seen night 2. Did I think they could top it? No.
Well, let's see. So we
Did you?
have. I honestly, night 1 was so good.
Yeah, night 2 wasn't that good. Spoiler alert.
So night 2 begins with a dark match, which is the gauntlet for the never open weight 6-man tag team titles. So we're just gonna go by, I guess, how it starts and who got eliminated and who went in next, just to go on time here.
Mm-hmm.
So the first match in this series is Chaos against Bullet Club again.
Mm-hmm.
This is Tomohiro Ishii, Yoshihashi, and Robbie Eagles against Chase Owens, Yujiro Takahashi, and Bad Luck Fale. Chaos beats Bullet Club. So Chaos advances to the next match. They face Desperado, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Taichi from Suzuki-gun. Chaos advances. They beat Suzuki-gun. Then we have Los Ingobernables, Evil, Bushi, and Shingo, who now enter the match. And they eliminate Ishii, Yoshihashi, and Robbie Eagles. So now we get to the last spot of the match. And this is for the 6-man tag team titles. This is against Makabe, Taguchi, and Yano. And we have new 6-man tag team champions. Evil, Bushi, and Shingo win the never open weight 6-man tag team titles. I'm gonna give this a C minus as a whole.
Yeah. What was wrong? I just felt like this was a very trite start to the pay-per-view. I gave this a D minus.
All right. Now Meltzer rated each part of the match separately, so.
Okay.
Part 1 he gave 1.5 stars. Part 2 he gave 1.25. Part 3 he gave 2 stars, and the final part he gave 2.25.
Okay.
So now we go to the main show. And we begin with Jushin Thunder Liger's last professional wrestling match. It is Jushin
Yeah, and I will say it again. Why was this given so incredibly...
It's got a little more time than the match the night before.
Mm.
It is Liger and Naoki Sano against Hiromu Takahashi and Ryu Lee, or Dragon Lee, depending, Obviously, this is just a big celebration for Liger. It really is. It's a good match. Hiromu gets the win on Liger. Liger takes the pin in his last 2 matches. I never thought I'd see that.
I didn't either. Yeah.
I'm going to give this a C.
Yeah, I gave this a D.
Right. Meltzer gave this 3.5 stars.
Okay.
And then a little later, I want to talk about Liger, because obviously I've seen him more and longer than you have, but I just wanted to say my piece about him.
Mm-hmm.
Next match, the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Titles on the line. Roppongi 3K of Sho and Yo challenging the champions El Phantasmo and Taiji Ishimori. And Fro, I'll let you take this one.
It was okay. I mean, I didn't really care about anybody in this match because I didn't know who anybody was.
Mm-hmm.
But I gave this C minus.
All right. Sho and Yo are a very good tag team. They've come a long way from when they were in Ring of Honor as the Tempura Boys. If for those that remember the Tempura Boys. This was a decent match. I think the right team went over in this one.
Oh, yeah.
Sho and Yo win the belts back. I'm going to give this a C.
Okay.
Meltzer gave this 3.5 stars. Next match was for the British heavyweight title. Sonata challenging Zack Sabre Jr.
I thought this was going to be one of the dark contenders of Match of the Night.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I was disappointed in it.
Okay.
Because I love both of those wrestlers. I have seen them wrestle amazing. And for me, this did not click at all.
All right. Probably a little bit different thought on this one here. I thought we saw a good match between the two.
Okay.
So, sometimes you have energy from one day and it all goes away, and then you get to the next day and it doesn't really come with you.
Right.
But Zack Saber's such a good wrestler, and Sonata is a good wrestler.
Yeah.
I mean, these are two guys that I see within a few years being on top of the world in wrestling.
I agree.
Sabre wins to keep the British heavyweight title. I gave this a B minus.
I gave this a C+.
Okay. Meltzer gave this 4 stars.
Oh, okay.
Then we had Juice Robinson challenging Jon Moxley for the IWGP United States title.
Oh, this was good.
Yeah, I'd say that it was.
It wasn't as good as their last match.
Right.
I mean,
right.
That street fight was an A++ for
Right.
me, but it was okay.
Yeah.
I liked the ending.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that. Moxley got the win with the paradigm shift to keep the title.
Yeah.
But then after the match, Minoru Suzuki comes out. And he wants a shot at Jon Moxley and the title. And Suzuki beats up Moxley after the match. So we're going to get, I believe it is going to be this month, next month, Moxley and Suzuki one-on-one. Oh, man, what a match that's going to be. I gave this a C+.
I gave this a C+ as well.
All right. Meltzer gave this 2 3/4 stars. Then we go to the never openweight title, Kenta defending against Hiroki Goto. I like both guys.
Yeah. I also like both of these guys, but
just didn't really.
No.
Yeah. Goto would get the win to win back the never openweight title. I'd give it a C-.
Oh, I gave this a D-.
Right. Meltzer gave this 2.5 stars.
It was just a little laster luck.
Right. And then we got the announcements for dates for 2020. Just run through those real quick. February 3rd is going to be their 48th anniversary show. The New Japan Cup semifinals is on March 20th. The finals are on March 21st. Sakura Genesis is March 31st. There's going to be a show on April the 29th in Kagoshima. Dantaku will be a 2-day event, May 3rd and 4th. The finals of the Best of the Super Juniors is June the 6th. Dominion is June 14th. And this is the big news here, Fro. The G1 Climax Tournament, which has always been a summer tradition, moved to the fall this year because of the Summer Olympics. And the final 3 days will be October 16th, 17th, and 18th.
Wow, that's late.
That is late. So, because of the Summer Olympics being in Tokyo this year, they are moving the G1 to the fall, with the finale being in the middle of October. Excuse me. Next match, I guess we could call this the bronze medal match of the double main eventers. Jay White and Kota Ibushi. This was an enjoyable match.
It's totally okay.
Yeah, it was passable.
Yeah.
Jay White got the win here. I give this a B.
I gave this a B+.
All right. Meltzer rated this 3 stars. Then we go to our semi-main event, which is a non-title match, by the way. Hiroshi Tanahashi against Chris Jericho. And Jericho brought the AEW title with him.
Interesting.
Match. Yeah.
I found that very interesting because they officially don't work together, and he's allowed to take the title with him.
Yeah.
I don't believe that anymore. Especially on what happens after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't believe that for a second.
Very good back and forth match. between the two.
I really like this match. I think I'm higher on this match than you are because I really enjoyed it.
I mean, Tanahashi can still go, man.
This is one of my favorite matches of the night, actually.
I mean, Jericho, you know, I know it's been said over and over, it's beating a dead horse, but I'm going to say it anyway. Jericho can still go at 50. He can still go. Jericho forces Tanahashi to tap out.
Yeah.
What a surprise.
Very. Yeah.
I gave this an A-.
Oh, okay, cool. So you're on the A train with me.
Yes.
Because I gave it an A.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on the A train, but I'm not on the A train, you know, with all the back hair and all that. But that's another story. I know. And then the main event. This is the double title match. It's title for title. Tetsuya Naito, the Intercontinental Champion. Kazuchika Okada, the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. This is the match Naito needed to win to basically cement his legacy. Because every time he's fought Okada on this stage, he has lost.
Yep.
That is a good enough story to tell this match.
Yep.
Naito would do anything to win this match. Anything. Okada was his old self. Still tremendous.
Yep.
Great back and forth match. Naito goes back to his old bag of tricks, uses a Phoenix Splash, which he hasn't done in a long, long time. Hits Naito with the Destino, or Okada, pardon me, with the Destino, and Naito wins the IWGP Heavyweight title. And he goes from having no belts, starting the weekend, ends the weekend with 2 belts.
2 belts. Yeah.
I gave this an A.
I gave this an A+.
All right.
Yeah.
After the match, Kenta attacks Naito.
Oh, what a shock. I'm so surprised.
But I think this is a big deal for Kenta. Because it's like, I'm still a big name. WWE may have screwed me up, but I still matter.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to that match, Naito and Kenta. That has been confirmed for February. Meltzer gave that match 4 3/4 stars.
Yeah, so like I said, definitely, night 1 was better. Night 2 was still enjoyable, but yeah, I was a little disappointed in day 2. I'm not going to lie and say I was satisfied.
Right.
It was okay. Yeah. I would give day 1 an A. I would give day 2 a B+.
Yeah, I mean, the first day was so good, was so strong. I don't know if anything would have been able to have topped that.
No.
I really don't, so.
No.
I do want to mention real quick the TV ratings for this week. AEW beat NXT in the ratings. AEW had 947,000. NXT had 721,000. So,
I think the New Japan show helped them, to be honest.
Oh man, that New Japan was so like I said, that first night was so good. I mean, it couldn't be topped. It really could not.
Nope.
I hope, for just the sake of hoping, that this was a one-time thing, that
Yeah.
they don't do this again. And
I agree.
And if they do it again, make it once in a while.
Right.
Don't make it every year or every other year. Just make it every once in a while.
The thing is, like, it kind of worked, but I felt like they spoiled themselves with day one, and kind of didn't like if we say day one was the run up, you don't let the run up be better than the finale.
Yeah.
And I felt like the run up was definitely better than the finale. So if you do two shows, let there at least be maybe a day between them, or something like that.
Yeah. And I think the main thing here is if WWE watched it, which I doubt, but if they,
I think they did.
But if they did, I hope they learn not to do WrestleMania for 2 days.
Right.
So, all right. I just want to say real quick about Jushin Thunder Liger, because everyone's had tributes on social media this week. I just wanted to say this. The first time I ever saw Jushin Thunder Liger wrestle, I was like 6, going on 7, and he was in WCW. This is 92. And,
right.
You know, he was doing he was winning the jobber matches. But the first real good to great Liger match I ever saw him in, maybe people will laugh at this, I'm not really sure, was at a Clash of the Champions event. They did that night, and they started a tournament to crown the NWA World Tag Team Champions. So the match is Jushin Thunder Liger teaming up with Brian Pillman, the late great Brian Pillman. This was when he was Flying Brian, against the team of Beef Wellington and Chris Benoit. That match, in 10 minutes, made me a fan of Liger right then and there, because I'd never seen anything like this as a 7-year-old. Because all you're used to is what's on WWF and WCW. I've never seen a moonsault before. I never saw a guy dive through the ropes like Liger did. He was amazing. You know? It was like, oh my God, this guy's incredible. And then when he would come back to wrestle in the U.S. when WCW was around, you know, they treated him very well. You know, he did not lose a lot of matches. You know, and I think the most famous match that he had the entire time that he was in WCW, and this is a match I recommend everyone check out, is him and Flying Brian from Super Brawl 2. It is the opening match of that show. It is an almost 20-minute match, and they tear the house down. It is basically to the point that the rest of the matches could not match up to what Liger and Pillman did that night. So then in 2004, it's my first year of college, and I'm going to New York. I'm going to New York City. And a few weeks after I bought my tickets, I find out Liger's coming to the U.S. And I'm like, oh! You know, I was going to miss out on Liger, you know, being back in the U.S. Then, in 2013, at WrestleCon, I got my picture taken with Liger in full gear. Little did I know, the day before, at a Chikara show, Liger was going to wrestle at Chikara. And when I found out, I was like, oh, no! Because I thought, well, that's it. I'm never going to get I'm never going to see him wrestle live ever again. But I did get my picture taken with him. Then, last year, New Japan and Ring of Honor, Madison Square Garden. The first person they announced for that bout, or for that Honor Rumble, is Liger. And when Liger came out for that match, he got one of the loudest pops of the night. And it was well deserved. To me, Jushin Thunder Liger is the greatest junior heavyweight wrestler of all time. No one will ever be able to duplicate what that man did. He is one of the few wrestlers I can honestly think of, Fro, that if you've been a fan for a long time and you've seen his matches, he's one of the very few that I can honestly say I've never heard anyone say a bad thing about him in the ring.
Nice.
That's how good and how great he was in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
He contributed tremendously to professional wrestling. I mean, he's the one that created the Super J Cup, which is one of my favorite shows of all time. There's never going to be another one like him. There really won't. And I just want to say thank you to the greatest junior heavyweight of all time, maybe the greatest masked wrestler of all time, Jushin Thunder Liger.
He should be on The Masked Singer.
Well, I hope he's not on The Masked Dancer, because
yeah, you heard about that
spinoff.
I know, with Ellen. Yeah.
Not thrilled about that.
All
right, so we got 2 shows to preview real quick. Well,
I'm just going to say about New Year's Dash.
Yes, go right ahead.
B+.
Okay. So we have 2 shows on Sunday. The first one, is NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool 2. Try saying that 5 times fast.
No thanks.
Okay. So we're going to go match by match, and we'll give our picks. First match, Trent Seven against Eddie Dennis.
Trent Seven.
Ooh. I'm going to go and say Eddie Dennis to be different on this one.
Okay.
Next match is a 4-team ladder match for the NXT UK Tag Team titles. The champions, Mark Coffey and Wolfgang, will defend against Marcel Barthel and Fabian Aichner of Imperium, the Grizzled Young Veterans, and Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster. Oh, and by the way, this is a ladder match for those who didn't know.
Yes. You go first.
I do see a title change on this one.
Yeah.
I see
Me too.
Aichner and Barthel win the titles.
Yeah, I can't really. Yeah, I agree.
All right, so we're going with the same team.
Yep.
Next match, Tyler Bate against Jordan Devlin.
Devlin.
This is going to be a fun match to watch.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going Tyler Bate.
Okay.
Tyler Bate is so good. I mean...
I like both of them.
Yeah, they're both good. They're both good. Then we have a triple threat match for the NXT UK Women's title. Kaylee Ray defends against Toni Storm and Piper Niven.
I think we will have a title change here,
Okay.
and I hope it's Piper and Evan.
This is tough because I could see Storm winning the belt back, but I could also see Niven winning the title.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I could see Kaylee Ray holding on to it.
Oh, definitely.
And I think that's what's going to happen. I think Kaylee Ray's going to retain the title.
I don't mind that, by the way.
Right.
She's been a good woman, but she had it for a while.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Yep.
And then the main event for the United Kingdom Championship. The champion, Walter, defends against Joe Coffey.
Very easy pick for me, Walter.
I think this is a very easy pick as well. I am also going with Walter to retain the title.
There's no way he's losing before WrestleMania.
Sorry, Joe. It's just not your day.
No, and he's not losing before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I have him actually in a WrestleMania match.
Would you care to tell us who you have him facing?
No.
Oh, okay. You're going to leave us a surprise. Okay.
Yeah.
I see how it is. All right. So we go from Sunday afternoon.
Another very big man. I will give that as a clue.
Okay. So we go from Sunday afternoon here in the United States to Sunday night's event, which is Impact Wrestling's Hard to Kill. Sounds like a James Bond movie.
I am so looking forward to this main event, by the way. This main event of this intergender match, I can't freaking wait. I'm stoked.
Well, before we get to that, let's go through the rest of the card.
Yes.
We have a battle for Animal Kingdom supremacy as Moose will take on Rhino.
Moose.
Yeah, it's got to be Moose, but my thing here is at some point they have got to start pushing Moose towards title contention. They cannot keep having him wrestle these older guys.
I totally agree.
Speaking of older guys, Ken Shamrock is going to be wrestling at this show, and he's going to take on Madman Fulton.
I need to go with Shamrock.
This is our first disagreement on this show. I'm going to say Fulton.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Then we have, this is an interesting match. Brian Cage versus Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, this isn't for anything.
No, this is not for
anything. Rob is there to put him over, so I think I will go with Ryan.
I think RVD's going to win it. And in a weird way, I sort of like his heel character.
Oh, yeah. I like it as well.
Even though I think Katie Forbes is a little bit too much plastic surgery, but I think RVD's going to win it.
Okay.
Then we have the Impact Wrestling Tag Team titles. Ethan Page and Josh Alexander the North defend against Rich Swann and Willie Mack.
They need to do something with Swann and Mack. So I am going to say them.
Yeah, I think we're getting a title change here. I think Swann and Mack are going to win the belts.
They have to do something with them because they have been pushing them and pushing them and pushing them and pushing them.
Right. All right, then we have this match. Michael Elgin against Eddie Edwards with the Call Your Shot trophy on the line.
I'm really looking forward to this match. This is also one of the matches of the night for me. It's two people I love and adore going to wrestle against each other. I have a real problem picking who's going to win here, so I'm going to let you go first.
All right. I think Michael Elgin, he's had a couple shots at titles. I don't think he's going to get one anytime soon. I
No.
think they need to make Eddie Edwards a big-time player again in Impact Wrestling. He got lost in the shuffle last year. I think if he gets a world title, he's going to be a big name again. So I'm going to say Eddie Edwards wins the match, keeps the trophy.
I'm just going to go against you because I really, really, really don't know.
Okay.
And I love both of them. So
that's absolutely fair.
I don't mind any of them winning.
All right. Then we have the X Division title on the line. Ace Austin is going to defend against Trey from the Rascals.
Yeah. I don't know much about Trey. Have I seen Trey before?
He's usually in 6-man tag matches.
Yeah. But no, I'm going to stay with the champ here.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Ace on this one. Then we have a 3-way match for the Knockouts title. Taya Valkyrie defends against both Jordynne Grace and ODB.
I don't care as long as she loses the fucking title. I don't care as long as she loses that title because I'm so fucking fed up with her having that title. I will go with ODB because I think they will want to push her again.
I think Taya is going to lose the title. She's had it for a year. And I think it's going to be Jordynne Grace that wins the title.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all.
And it's nothing against ODB.
No.
But I think it's Jordynne's time. It's her time to win the title. And finally, the main event of Hard to Kill for the world title. Sami Callihan defends against Tessa Blanchard in the rematch from probably the match of the year for Impact Wrestling.
Oh, definitely. I am so incredibly stoked for this. I have. You have no idea. You have no idea how happy I am to see this on the card. I am so looking forward to this match. This is the reason why I'm going to stay up late and watch it live. I've already decided. I don't care if none of you are going to join me. I'm going to watch this.
All right.
I really, really am looking forward to it. And I think Tessa will do it now. I really, really hope she will. I hope she will. I really, really hope she will.
This is a tough call.
It is so tough, but I hope she does it.
This is a tough call.
It is so tough.
I love the fact that they have been pushing Tessa in this position, and she deserves it. She really deserves it. She's put the hard work in. To me, she's the face of the women's division of Impact Wrestling.
Oh, definitely.
And if anyone was to be the first woman to win a men's world heavyweight title, it would be her.
Yeah, it should be her.
But I don't think it's going to happen. I think Sami Callihan's going to keep the belt.
Then I'm going to say it. Then I'm going to be pissed off.
All right. Now, let me ask you this. Because hold on. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Because this is on the table. Earlier, we had made separate picks for the Call Your Shot trophy.
Right.
You said Elgin would win. I said Edwards would win. Will either man cash in on this event? And if it's this match?
No.
No. Okay. I'll agree with you there for now. I'm going to say no. as well.
No way. No way.
But if it happens,
they're going to let they are going to let Tessa have her moment.
But if it happens, don't get mad at me.
No, I'm not going to get mad at you. I'm just going to be very, very mad at them if they don't push Tessa now, because she has done all the work needed to give her the title, and I'm going to be so disappointed in Impact if they don't do this.
All right. Well, we'll have to wait to see what happens.
I'm pretty sure they will. I think it would be incredibly stupid of them not to understand what they have in Tessa.
Yeah. All right. Well, why don't we start wrapping it up, and we'll talk about what we have in store next week. If you guys have any questions or comments, send an email, wrestlingman@thatwrestlingshow.com. All you do, just, send an email if you have any questions, or if you got a comment, send it, and I'll read it on the show. Follow the show on Twitter @WrestlingShow11. Don't forget to join our Facebook group. It is That Wrestling Show Fan Group. You type that in the search bar, and you add yourself, and we'll add you on. And if you can't find it, it's okay. I post a link in the description box, and you can get there like that. And visit the website, thatwrestlingshow.com. Fro, what did you guys discuss on Another Digital Citizen this week?
Well, other than war, because freaking hell, it looked like it was going to be war this week. We talked about the most anticipated movies and television shows of 2020.
All right. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
We have some podcasts that we recommend, both in wrestling and outside of wrestling. Check out Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn. They take you through the world of professional wrestling as only they can. This week is their season finale, and what a show they have for you this week. They pay tribute to Owen Hart, and we conclude the royal flush of the worst wrestling theme songs of all time. Fro, I'm going to put you on the spot. What is the worst wrestling theme song of all time?
What? The Bella theme.
Okay. I'm going to say Lacey Evans just because I can't stand it.
It's bad, yeah.
Plus, they review episode 1 of Los Luchadors.
Los Luchadors.
Yeah, I've never heard of that show, believe it or not.
Me neither.
I've never heard of it. Plus, and because, they've plugged us many times on their show, join their Patreon page. Donate to Patreon for Our Vantage Point. Because if you sign up right now, as we speak, you will get, and it just came out yesterday, it's fresh out, fresh off the pages, bro, their review of the 1989 Royal Rumble event.
Nice.
I will be listening to that this weekend, and I will tell you guys what I thought of it. So check out Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast. Also, check out the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing with former referee Mike Crockett, Chaotic Wrestling owner Brian Fury, and Ring of Honor superstar Brian Malonis, as they discuss the world of professional wrestling from 3 men who have been in the business. This week, they discuss wrestling's biggest busts.
Busts? What is that?
Someone or something that had potential to be great, but did not deliver.
Oh, Fandango.
I say Scott Steiner's WWE run.
I can think of the Turkey.
The gobbledygooker?
Yeah, the gobbledygooker.
Oh, poor gobbledy.
Dank the clown.
Oh, well. That is the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing. And if you like your podcasts hosted by one individual, only one individual, then I recommend Greetings from Allentown with PW Peter Winston. He takes a look at one episode of professional wrestling each week in his own unique way. This week, for his 150th episode, he watches an episode of TNT Tuesday Night Titans from May 3rd, 1985, I should say, not 1995.
I think they were over business then, yeah.
Right. Where in that episode, they paid tribute to the Jobbers.
I don't think I have ever seen an episode of TNT.
Let's say it was Vince McMahon's attempt at The Tonight Show, but with wrestlers. Okay. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
If you're looking for non-wrestling related podcasts, how about the Hollywood Profiles of Yesteryear with former guest on this show, Gabe Russo? He will take you through the silent era of Hollywood and give an entire episode dedicated to one former actor or actress. Also, he's a huge fan of the Three Stooges, and he watches and reviews each and every Three Stooges short there's ever been. This week...
I love them.
Aren't they great?
Uh-huh.
This week, he reviews the 10th short that the Three Stooges ever did, Hoi Polloi.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
That is the Hollywood Profiles of Yesteryear and the Three Stooges throwback from Gabe Russo. Also, check out Unspooled with Paul and Amy. They watch one movie from the list of AFI's 2007 edition of the 100 greatest movies of all time and give their thoughts on if the movie should or should not be on the list. This week, they discussed the 1964 comedy classic, and it's sort of funny that we're doing this because of, well, what's been going on. Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb.
With Peter Sellers in 11 roles, is it?
I think it's 3.
No, it's...
Is it a... Well, we'll look it up later.
Yeah, it's at least 3, but yeah.
And...
Amazing.
It is amazing. It really is.
Oh, it's so funny. So funny.
And a young James Earl Jones is in that movie.
Yes, I know.
And
very young.
And check out Shark's Pond, a South Park podcast where I review each and every South Park episode. This week, I discussed the Season 8 episode, Awesome-O.
That is one of my favorite episodes of all time.
Well, I think you're going to like my review this week, then.
I give it a 10 out of 10.
I think you're going to like my review.
Okay.
Anyway, next week, we will review Hard to Kill. We might review TakeOver UK. And,
might?
Well, I mean...
We will.
Well, okay. Well, at least Fro will. Maybe I will. I don't know. And,
we will. Come on.
Okay.
We will.
Okay. And the 5th annual That Wrestling Award Show, where we hand out all the awards in the categories voted upon by you, the fans. You chose the nominees. You vote for the winners. We're going to announce them right here next week. And, Fro, if you don't mind, please tell Elmo that he needs to take a drug sample test before he is allowed on next week.
Okay, I will tell him.
Thank you very much. On that note, everybody have a good, safe weekend. Have fun doing whatever it is. Oh, hold on. Next week, I have a surprise announcement to make.
Ooh.
And you know what? I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's going to be a surprise.
Ooh.
So, until then, have a good weekend. Join us again for another episode of That Wrestling Show, the only podcast where all pro wrestling matters. And as always,
Wrestle.
Konnichiwa, Mr. Liger.